And now for a delving into the sick and twisted world of Suda51. There's not really a main game series here, but a series of games by a very specific creator with a very specific taste. And while there are a few ways we can start and a few spin-offs, kind of VN style things, I would say that where you could start possibly is the occult and the classic Killer 7. Definitely not a Nintendo-friendly game, but on a Nintendo console. This is a wild, extreme, weird... I'm going to be flat out with you. This is the weirdest, most extreme, bizarre, and disturbing game I have ever played. There are games with more gore and more, perhaps, functional, horror or something. But this is the most disturbing, mentally weird, and messed up game I've ever played, while also being a very fun shooter. There's a bunch of terrorists that are demons. That's pretty much the plot. And you're an assassin with 7 different personalities, or maybe 7 different people. You're not really sure if you're a group of assassins or a singular person, but it is the trippiest, wildest game I've ever played. And honestly might scare away some first-time players, as I know some people who quit in the first 5 minutes after finding out the main guide who helps you through the game is a man in a gimp suit. So, be warned. That being said, I would like to introduce you to one wild, sick game as an intro to Suda's work, which is a total starting point, which is No More Heroes. I love this game and this small but short franchise. No More Heroes, the only way I can describe Suda's work is that it is similar to a Tarantino movie in video game format. It is bloody, it is gory, it is over the top, but it's juicy and it's filled with tension and nuance and fun characters. And the entire premise is that this guy gets himself trapped in this game where he has to kill the top 10 assassins in the United States. And each time you kill an assassin, you have to do a bunch of odd jobs to get to the next one. It's a perfect little solution or perfect little formula for a very fun game where you're always looking forward to the next wild, crazy character. And I highly encourage it. That being said, it goes on to No More Heroes 2, Desperate Struggle. This one is still a very strong entry into the series. If you played one, you're definitely going to like this one. It's not quite as, I think, strong as the first game, but it still is almost as good. They introduce dual beam katanas and all these new moves and mechanics, but overall, it's still a good part of the series. This is No More Heroes 3. We do not talk about No More Heroes 3. We don't even talk about it. We don't look at it. We don't do anything with it. There is, of course, a downloadable. There is, of course, Traffic Strikes Again, which I thought was a weird, crude, weird spin-off that introduces this new character, Badman, who's Batgirl's father. That is okay, if not decent, but No More Heroes 3 is such a horribly abysmal game in the series, I wouldn't even play it. Even if you're a fan of 2, I would stay the hell away from 3. It is obnoxiously terrible. And it's sadly that, Suda went that way. There are some other games in the series, or other spin-offs that Suda has done that are still kind of worth checking out on non-Nintendo consoles, being, Lollipop Chainsaw. You play a high school cheerleader that chops zombies with a rainbow chainsaw. Kind of an interesting aesthetic, and each kind of level is based on a certain genre of music. So 70s metal, or 70s disco, 80s heavy metal, 90s grunge, etc. There's also Shadows of the Damned. I really don't recommend this one. You play as Gustavo or Garcia Hotspur and his boner gun. Kind of a joke kind of game where you go to hell to rescue your damsel, the Dante's Inferno kind of style. But I didn't really connect with this one. And again, this is actually the special edition of Killer is Dead. For some reason, it was on sale for $30. Again, not a terrible game, but just not as iconic as his other stuff. So yeah, Suda had a really great time. Killer 7, No More Heroes, absolutely recommends. If you want more, there's these games, but I don't know, he's kind of lost his touch or something and can't really seem to make something quite as impactful. But there's Suda's games, and that's it.